Bauman! Oh my goodness! And the puck deflected, they score!
Good afternoon and welcome for the draw for this season's CHL playoffs. We're coming live to you from Zurich. 96 games were played across 14 countries in this year's group stage, which concluded last night, and the top two teams of each of the 8 groups have now confirmed in their places in this year's knockout stage. Before we find out which team will face each other in the round of 16, as well as their possible opponents in the rounds thereafter, let's take a quick look at the teams that have made it this far. Yeah, an exciting group stage has just come to an end. Joining me now is the CEO of the Champions Hockey League, Martin Bauman. Welcome, Martin. Good to see you.
Thank you.
Let's talk a little bit about that group stage. What are some of the things that have stood out to you thus far?
Well, once again, I think I was really impressed about those teams which really went the extra mile. So, for example, there was Mountfield traveling with 600 fans to Berlin, which was just great. I mean, they had an extra train for them, and yeah, the atmosphere there was just unbelievable. There was another team, Straubing from Germany. I mean, they decorated the whole city. The City Hall tower was in light. The atmosphere at their game, I was there, was just unbelievable. I mean, they celebrated. And last but not least, there was a team from Switzerland, Rapperswil-Jona. They traveled with almost 500 fans to Munich and afterwards to Finland, to Tappara Tampere. Things which we really like, which, was creating me some goosebumps.
Yeah, this season has seen 7 clubs make their European debuts, with both Slovenia and Hungary represented for the first time in the competition. How does this contribute to the development of the CHL?
Well, this was always the goal from Champions Hockey League, to have new markets, new hockey nations. It helps also the development of hockey in Europe in general. And with every year new teams, I mean, that really helps. This year with Olympia Ljubljana, with Ferevar, we had again teams which went the extra mile. I mean, I was there when Ferevar played against ZST. It was really hot outside. It was even more warm in the venue. It was probably not the most high sophisticated venue, but the atmosphere, I mean, was just unbelievable.
And Martin, if you had one wish for the playoffs, what would it be?
Well, you know me. I mean, my biggest wish is that we have a great sport on ice. That's the most important one. But second, I think it would be great if we would have in the semi-finals 4 teams from 4 different nations. I mean, that is something I really hope for. And if I have another one, maybe there is a team from Europe which beats the Swedish champions, since we had mostly Swedish champions.
We will see it a bit later in the program. Thanks for now, Martin. But now let's take a look at the 16 teams that have qualified for today's draw. They have been split into 2 pots, with the group winners in pot A and the group runners-up in pot B. All 4 of the last season's semi-finalists are in the draw. Rögle Ängelholm and Tappara Tampere are in pot A, while Red Bull Munich and Frölunda Gothenburg are in pot B. Tappara and 4-time European champions Frölunda are the only 2 clubs to have reached all 8 knockout stages going back to 2014, while Red Bull Munich, Red Bull Salzburg and Skellefteå have all qualified for the 7th time. At the other end of the spectrum, Jukurit, Mikkeli and Straubing Tigers have each reached the playoffs in their first CHL season. And this is only the second time that Mountfield has reached the last 16. But when the Czechs made it this far 3 years ago, they went on to reach the 2020 CHL final. We will have more about the rules and procedures for the draw later in the program. To accompany Martin Bauman in conducting today's draw, we have a very special guest today. Mikko Lehtonen currently plays for the ZSC Lions Zurich in Switzerland, and he is also a Finnish national team player. He won the gold medal at the Winter Olympics and became world champion twice in 2019 and in 2022. He played 22 games in the Champions Hockey League for TPS Turku, Tappara Tampere, and now the ZSC Lions, where he collected 15 points. Mikko has experience in playing the NHL, the KHL, the Finnish Liga, the Swedish Hockey League and the Swiss National League, and he represented Finland in 76 international games. Welcome to the program, Mikko, and thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's great to have you here in the program. The ZSC just concluded the CHL group stage with 2 games against the reigning European champions, Rögle Ängelholm. What did you take away from that experience?
Yeah, obviously great team to play against, last year champions, but we didn't get the win from those games. But I guess we need to learn from those games, but do the better job in the next one. But obviously good games to play.
During the group stage, you faced your brother, Matthias, who plays for Katowice. How special was this experience? It
was special. First time we played against each other, and like especially having the family in the stands watch the game, it was a special experience for our family too.
You've played with and against some of the best hockey talents around the world. How do you think an international competition like the CHL can benefit the players' development?
Of course, it can benefit a lot for the players' development to play against best players in Europe and best teams in Europe. So that's gonna be interesting, and it can always develop the players because you have to adjust your game to different structures, different teams and different cultures, so that's going to be fun.
And what are you hoping for today's playoff draw?
No big favorites, but it would be nice to play against Finnish team maybe.
Yeah, for sure, huh? Maybe
we'll see.
Maybe we'll see. You have it a bit in your own hands, so you know there is a lot of pressure today, Mikko, huh?
Hopefully not.
But we're happy that you're here. Thank you very much for coming to help us out. Before we continue, we want to ask you, the viewers, to share your thoughts with us. We have an online poll open asking you which of the remaining 16 teams you think will be crowned the next CHL champions. Visit championshockeyleague.com right now to cast your vote, and we will present the results of the poll at the end of the program. So, we're moments away from the draw. Let's quickly review the rules and procedures.
The Champions Hockey League playoff draw. The first and second place teams in each of the 8 groups in the group stage advance to the CHL playoffs. To determine which teams will be facing each other in the round of 16, a draw is held where the teams are seeded into 2 pots. The 8 group winners are seeded in Pot A, the 8 runner-ups are seeded in Pot B. The group winners from Pot A will be drawn alternately at random against the group runners-up from Pot B. In terms of the draw itself, there is only one rule to remember. Teams that faced each other in the group stage cannot meet in the round of 16. If the draw produces such a pairing, the team drawn from Pot B will be moved to the next pairing. As a next step, the previous pairing must be completed by drawing another Pot B team before the standard procedure continues by drawing from Pot A. As this is the only draw rule, it means that teams from the same national league can face each other from the round of 16 onwards. As the pairings are drawn, they are placed in the playoff tree, which shows the potential path of each team all the way to the final. The draw before the round of 16 is the only draw to take place for the CHL playoffs. Afterwards, the playoff tree leads the teams from the round of 16 to the quarterfinals, the semi-finals, and to the all-decisive one-game final, where the champions will be crowned.
We are now joined by Fadri Hollinger from the CHL Sport Department. Fadri will oversee the draw and make sure all of the rules and procedures are correctly enforced. I'm very happy that you're here as the referee today. Fadri, what is your overall assessment of the 16 teams who have qualified for the playoffs?
Yeah, I think we have already seen some very competitive and exciting group stage games. And now for the playoffs, we're expecting even more exciting games with teams using different hockey philosophies. And yeah, that's what we are looking forward to.
Thanks very much, and please keep us on track and interrupt the draw if there are any clashes we need to be aware of. Meanwhile, let's start with the draw. Here are the most important men this afternoon, Mikko Lehtonen, Martin Bauman, Pot A, and we will begin with one of the group winners, Mikko.
Yes. From Czech, Mountfield HK.
We have Mountfield, and we've heard they wrote a special story. Runner-up in 2020, they lost the final against Frölunda in their first participation. Now they're back as a group winner.
And it was
Who
a
will be
great
the
final.
opponent? We will find out right now. Here we have Mountfield as the first team in the first bracket on the left side.
They play against Färjestad from Sweden.
Interesting game for sure. Färjestad qualified as national champion, 10 national titles. Best result in the CHL, the round of 16. Bit surprising, huh? Now they have a chance to get further on against Mountfield, the team from the Czech Republic. Second pairing, we start again in Pot A. Mikko.
From Switzerland, Fribourg-Gotteron.
Fribourg-Gotteron. The first team to end the group stage unbeaten with the full 18 points, but that was in the last season. This season, Fribourg-Gotteron won against the group with 14 points. 4 Swiss teams in that draw today.
They will play against Jukurit Mikkeli from Finland.
A new team from Finland in the CHL. Head coach Olli Jokinen was our guest at the group stage draw. Fribourg-Gotteron against Jukurit Mikkeli. Here they are. Second pairing in the round of 16.
Eva Zug from Switzerland.
The Swiss champion, also a group winner. That was a very special story from Zug. Becomes the first team since the Toronto Maple Leafs in 1942 to overcome a 3-0 deficit in the playoff final to win the national championship. And now they're excited to see who will be their opponent in the round of 16.
A team they know against Red Bull Munich from Germany.
Yeah, they know already, but not good memories, would you say, for Zug? Well,
They lost.
they already played against each other. Red Bull Munich, runner-up in 2019, won the semi-final against Salzburg in 2019, lost the final against Frölunda Gothenburg, and now they are the opponent from EV Zug. Mikko, next one.
Luleå Hockey from Sweden.
Luleå, champions from 2015, the northernmost city in the CHL. Who will travel up north?
Grizzly Wolfsburg from Germany.
The Grizzlies. First time in the top 16. So let's have a look what you already have done. What stood out to you? What would you comment, Mikko?
Yeah, a lot of good matchup here, but I would say interesting gonna be, I would say Zug against Munich. Gonna be good game.
Now you know the Swiss teams, but
Yeah.
you also know the Finnish teams. What do you think about Fribourg-Gotteron against Jukurit Mikkeli?
Yeah, gonna be a good game also. Like Jukurit has a good team this year, so gonna be a battle for those two teams.
Yeah, and Martin?
Well, I think Mountfield against Färjestad is definitely also a very tight and cool game. I'm really looking forward to see how they perform on ice.
And Mountfield as a group winner against Färjestad, a runner-up in that group. Okay, that's just half time. We will for sure want to see who are you going to play with your team, the ZSC Lions, but you're not in that pot.
Yeah. Rögle Ängelholm from Sweden.
Here they are the title holder. Also very special story with the two brothers in important roles in the team, who already have won the Champions Hockey League as players. Cam Abbott, the head coach, and the sport director Chris, his twin brother, won the CHL trophy as players in 2015 with Luleå, and now they are the title holder.
And it was a great final, by the way, up in Luleå.
I can imagine, yeah.
Against Red Bull Salzburg from Austria.
Red Bull Salzburg. It's interesting how many times Salzburg already have played in the CHL.
Yes.
And now that is for sure a very interesting game for the fans from Salzburg. Okay, we have 3 teams left in Pot A and the same in Pot B. We have Tappara Tampere, the Tigers, and Skellefteå left.
Skellefteå AIK from Sweden.
And here they are, the team from Sweden, 7th CHL participation, semi-final in 2014-2015. They lost against Luleå, the champion in that year. 2 teams from Switzerland and 1 team from Sweden.
ZSC Lions from Switzerland.
And we have the ZSC Lions against another Swedish team. You played Rögle, now Skellefteå. What do you expect, Mikko?
They're a good team. They have a good start in the Swedish league, what I have seen, and great players over there. It's going to be a tough challenge for us, but it's going to be fun to play fast hockey against them, as we faced against Rögle. Going to be similar system, I would say.
Similar system as well?
Yeah, hard, high-paced game. That's what I'm expecting.
Yeah. Do you know any guys you played in Sweden as well?
Yeah, I know a couple guys who's playing in that team right now, so it's gonna be fun to play against them. And
okay, you will be ready.
Yeah.
Big matchup, Martin, huh?
Definitely, looking forward.
Absolutely. Okay, 2 left. We have the Straubing Tigers and Tappara Tampere.
Tappara Tampere from Finland.
A team you know very well as well. You played there for 1 season.
Yes.
What memories do you have?
Good memories, like really good organization, good city, like great fans and everything. So, and now they have a brand new rink over there. So, great hockey city, I would say.
Yeah, the Nokia Arena. I think you like that arena.
Yeah.
You've won the gold medal, the World Championship title in there.
Good memories from that rink. So, yeah, definitely nice rink.
Who is going to travel to that beautiful new arena in Tampere?
HC Davos from Switzerland.
HC Davos with 31 titles, the record champion in Switzerland. Semi-finalist in 2015-2016. Now they will travel to Finland to play Tappara Tampere. Okay, last pairing.
It's an easy
Now
one.
we can check if everything is okay and everything is fine.
Yeah. Straubing Tigers from Germany.
Yeah, the Straubing Tigers. You already talked about the special atmosphere there in the stadium, Martin.
And they will face Frölunda Göteborg from Sweden.
And that is interesting because Straubing played against Färjestad in the group stage and they won the home game. I think you've been there. You saw that game.
Absolutely amazing. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, and how do you think what is possible against Frölunda for the Straubing Tigers?
Well, I think with the support of their fans, there is a lot possible for sure. Looking forward.
So let's see. Here they are, all the games, and we can see also the playoff 3. Gentlemen, Mikko, for sure you want to see the way to the final for the ZSC Lions. Who else is in that part of the playoff 3? We see Straubing Tigers and Frölunda Gothenburg. How do you see?
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see. Hopefully, we can go through that next stage and face one of those teams, Straubing Tigers or Frölunda. Doesn't matter. You have to win all the games, so doesn't matter who you play against.
Absolutely, Martin.
Well, on the other side, there is Rögle again against Red Bull, which is definitely a very interesting one. And then exactly one level further down, Tappara Tampere, HC Davos. So they're, hard to guess which one makes it to the next round.
Yeah, and Swedish and Swiss teams all over the board we see. And very interesting pairings. We see here the 16 playoff teams and their fans now know the path they must take in their quest to become the champions of Europe. And speaking of which, let's see now which team you, the viewers, think will win the next CHL title. Let's show these graphics and Frölunda on number 1 position. EV Zug in second place, 15%. Mountfield, a lot of Czech fans, and the Straubing Tigers, the fans already are here, huh? What do you think about the last 4?
Well, I would sign for them because it would be great to have them already at the semi-final. Having 4 different countries is always a good thing. And yeah, as more or less expected, Frölunda is in pole position once again, but there are other teams who follow them definitely.
But ZSC is missing here.
Yeah, we're
Mikko.
missing, but that's not a problem. We can fix that. So.
And you will play in a new arena.
Yeah.
First game on Tuesday. What can the fans expect if they visit this arena?
Yeah, it's
Zurich?
gonna be incredible. Like one of the nicest rink ever been. So I can't wait to play there and explore the fans and atmosphere over there. So gonna be nice.
Okay, and we're looking forward. Good job. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot.
Mikko Lehtonen, thank you very much. Martin Bauman. Well, we will know if the fans are right on the 18th of February when the CHL season ends with the ultimate 1-game final showdown. The playoffs begin just over a month from now with the first legs in the round of 16 being played on Tuesday, the 15th, and Wednesday, the 16th of November. The second legs will follow a week later on the 22nd and 23rd of November. After all, the details of the fixtures have been confirmed. You can find them along with all sorts of in-depth information about the Champions Hockey League, the competing teams and the players on the CHL website, championshockeyleague.com. Also be sure to check out the CHL's new TikTok channel, Champions Hockey League, one word, for some short and compelling videos and a twist that will show you what the CHL is all about. Thanks for joining us today. Have fun with a lot of great hockey from all of us here in Zurich. It's goodbye for now.
What a goal! Oh my goodness! And the puck deflected, they score!
We are here with Mikko Lehtonen, player from the ZSC Lions Zurich. Mikko, the CHL group stage just concluded. How satisfied are you with the ZSC Lions performance?
Yeah, I think we have done a good job there, but of course there's areas we can be better. And like past 2 games we lost against Rögle, but I think we played actually okay games, but we need to get win out of it. So that's something we can be better, but okay. But there's areas we can be also better. I would put it like that.
During the group stage, you faced your brother Matthias, who plays for Katowice. How special was that?
It was really nice to play against him, and especially having the family in the standings, and was huge thing for my family, and nice to play against him. From
your broad experience, how important and useful is an international competition like the CHL for players and for teams?
Yeah, it's a great thing and a big thing to play against different leagues, different teams, and different systems. So it helps you to learn different systems and just play against the best players in the different leagues. So that's always giving something for you and your team. So that's always nice.
Your round of 16 opponent is Skellefteå from Sweden. What do you know about the team?
They have a good team, good players in the team, and they play high-paced games. So we just need to be ready for that. And but I think we can match up really well against them.
Who is the favorite?
In our matchup, I put it pretty even. Like both are good teams, so let's we'll see. We'll see.
Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot.
Okay, next is Martin Bauman, CEO of the Champions Hockey League. Martin, the group stage is over. What are your general thoughts?
Well, once again, I think it was a great experience. We started quite well. There were certain teams who just made the extra mile once again, and there were fans which were incredible. Mountfield, for example, they traveled with so many fans to Berlin. The atmosphere there was unbelievable. There was another team from Germany, Straubing, with so many fans traveling. They decorated nearly the whole city. The city tower was very, very nicely decorated. There was a concert. There was another team from Switzerland, Rapperswil-Jona Lakers. They went with probably 500 fans to Munich and 700 or 600 to Tappara, Finland. That's exactly what we like. That's great.
Many new teams took part in the competition for the first time. How did they impress you?
It's always good to have new markets, new countries. That helps the hockey development in general. You see new hockey philosophy, new hockey styles. That's what we like. There as well, I mean, it was great to see how Ferevar, for example, played against ZSC. I think it was an experience for both teams. And the fans just went crazy. It was really warm in the venue. It was midsummer. But it was a great experience.
You've been traveling a lot during the group stage. What game have you enjoyed the most so far?
Very difficult to answer because we saw really exciting games, many games, but goosebumps I really got when Straubing was beating Färjestad. That was probably not expected, but I think with the support of the fans they achieved it, and it was a great game. It was really nice.
With the playoff draw completed, what matchups are you looking forward the most?
Again, also, I mean, the draw we just had is amazing. There are so many good ones. ZSC definitely got a very tough one against Skellefteå, but there are other ones. For me, it's important to see many good games, sporty-wise, on ice, and then, I think it would be great to still have 4 nations in the semi-finals to have a good competition till the end.
Thank you, Martin.
Thank you very much.